Biden admin warns that serious Russian combat forces have gathered near Ukraine in last 24 hours.
Here's a summary of the article.
The two world leaders conversed on the phone as the Department of Defense was issuing a chilling warning that same afternoon that a Russian invasion into Ukraine could be imminent, amid a drastic increase in combat forces at the former Soviet states' borders. President Biden reaffirmed the readiness of the United States along with its allies and partners to respond decisively if Russia further invades Ukraine. The U.S. president wants to deploy the U.S. forces to countries neighboring Ukraine as part of a NATO force to deter further aggression by Putin. Dmitry Peskov, Putin's spokesman, said Thursday that the Russian strongman is still mulling over letters from U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg, which are thought to have ruled out the possibility of Ukraine being banned from the alliance and the removal of troops from ex-Soviet states. NATO is considering deploying some troops in Slovakia along with other countries on its eastern flank in response to the Russian military buildup near Ukraine, the Slovak foreign minister said. A Russian foreign ministry spokesman said even the thought of a war breaking out between Russia and Ukraine was unacceptable, as Moscow continued to deny plans to attack. U.S. President Joe Biden, who spoke with European leaders by video conference on Tuesday, said any Russian military attack on Ukraine would trigger enormous consequences, and could even change the world.
This post received a score of 40,000, with an upvote ratio of 83%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Beginning to feel like someone from the Daily Mail is going to shoot a Russian soldier just to get this thing started.
007, Tomorrow Never Dies seems to have aged quite well.
Elliot Carver vibes intensify.
Gentlemen and ladies, hold the presses. This just in. By curious quirk of fate, we have the perfect story with which to launch our satellite news network tonight. It seems a small crisis is brewing on the Ukrainian border. I want full newspaper coverage. I want magazine stories. I want books. I want films. I want TV. I want radio. I want us on the air 24 hours a day. This is our moment. And a billion people around this planet will watch it, hear it, and read about it from the Carver Media Group.
It's just a shame Rupert Murdoch isn't as charismatic. I'd feel so much more schadenfreude at the end of the movie when Carver gets done in by the whole Bohrer.
Give the people what they want. Murdoch being drilled.
I'll just leave this little guy right here. Says it pretty well. And #X200B.
The part that makes me doubt that this is just a headfake is the first part of that quote. If Russia had specific aims it realistically thought could be resolved through diplomacy, that ship has basically sailed already. The US and Russia have done goodwill resets in the past, where the US removes missiles and forces from Eastern European NATO countries and quietly promises not to enlarge NATO if Russia agrees to tone down hostilities. The US can't pull troops or material from Eastern Europe or it undermines NATO entirely. Putin has boxed both the US and Russia into a corner at this point, and I just don't see how either side can disengage now.
Ever since the revolution that ousted the pro-Russian government in 2014, Russia has been in a de facto state of war with the Ukrainian government. Crimea was snagged and eastern Ukraine has been a war zone ever since. The only thing that's really changed since then is the diplomatic situation with the US. West has gotten to a point where Putin's confident enough to make a bigger gamble to take it back.
On the other hand, Putin's recklessness is unifying NATO and the EU. Finland and Sweden are talking about joining. Ukrainians will be hurting probably, unfortunately, but will be bad long-term strategy for Putin.
Finland foaming at the mouth to get in on this.
Russians when the snow starts speaking Finnish. Here I've heard this one before.
There is an army of Soviet troops at the crest of a hill when all of a sudden from the other side they hear, one Finn can kill 25 Soviets. The Soviet commander enraged sends over 25 men. Then out of the stillness the same Finn speaks again, one Finn can kill 50 Soviets. So the commander sends 50 men over again and the same result happens. Again the Finn shouts, one Finn can kill 100 Soviets. In an absolute fury the commander sends in 100 men to dispatch the lone Finn. Only this time a Soviet soldier crawls back over the hill and shouts to his commander, "It's a trap, there are two of them."
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.